Hello, class. I just want to give you a quick look at Module 8, and congratulations on making it to the last module of the class. Uh, Most everyone's doing very well. And let's take a look at what you're going to be doing. Now, we're going to be doing some fairly advanced queries in MongoDB. And the first thing you have to do, you should be very familiar with this from your first week or two, importing a JSON file into the database. And in the announcement, and if you're watching this video, you probably got to it through the link in the announcement. So you're probably familiar with it. But if not, if somehow you subscribed to the YouTube channel or something and went straight to the video, please go back and view the announcement, because I've shown you almost everything you need to know from a practical perspective to do this assignment. But definitely do the readings. Make sure this all makes sense to you, and good luck with this. By the way, this week also we have to uh, put your portfolio out on GitHub and send me a link. Either put a link in. Well, I would do both. Put a link in your Module 8-2 assignment, and also in last week's. It was either last week or the week before. In the announcement, I shared my GitHub account with you. So send me an invitation there, so that I can go and view your portfolio. Sometimes the links that are in the assignment 8-2 don't actually work. So be sure and send me an invitation. So those are the two things we're on the hook for this week, and of course wrapping up any work you haven't accomplished over the past weeks. It could even be even as far back as I know a couple of students didn't participate in the week 1 introductory discussion. You can even go back and catch that up. I'm on your side. Any points I can give you, I'm more than happy to give you. So go back and do anything that's either you missed totally or didn't get the full credit on. You're welcome to go back and do it. And over the next week, I'll be checking to see if any new submissions have been rolling into those slots, and I will reevaluate. And it can only help. I'm not going to give anybody even fewer points because of something that you submitted after the initial evaluation. You can only go up. Whatever grade you've got is not going to go down in any individual assignment. So because you took the initiative to do more work, I would never do that. So please feel free to catch up anything you want. I'll be happy to grade it. So what we're going to be doing from a practical perspective this week is just importing the data, then just issuing a couple of queries here to verify that your data is in there and it's all good. And then, of course, be sure and take screenshots of everything you do, just to give me evidence that that you did it, because there's no code to submit this time. So if I can't see a screenshot, I just don't know what you did. So send me, if there's any doubt about whether you need a screenshot, capture it and send it. Then perform a couple of tasks using MongoDB queries. First, you want to list only the first 20 names of companies founded after the year 2010, ordered alphabetically. And we'll go through all of these at a high level first, then we'll get into the lab and see how all of this works individually. List only the first 20 names of companies with offices in either California or Texas, ordered by the number of employees and sorted largest to smallest. Now, all you care about here is whether they have an office in California or Texas. They could have offices in other places too, but we don't care. We just want to see the names of the first 20 companies in a result set that of all companies with offices in California or Texas. It's not California and Texas. It's either California or Texas. Provide screenshots of your statements. Hopefully that goes without saying now. Everything you do, capture a screenshot and put it in the Word document, and at the end, submit it. Design and implement a MongoDB aggregation pipeline to show the total number of offices by state for all companies that have offices in the United States. It says be sure to account for the fact that some companies have offices in several states. Okay, and I think what they mean by that is, take a look at this again. It's show the total number of offices by state for these companies. So what that means is the aggregate is count by state. So that means we're not going to show the company names because each state is going to have many, many companies represented in that state. So we're just going to show the total number of companies that have offices in each state. And we're obviously, if we're aggregating by state, we can't, at least not in that same query, we can't show a breakdown of the company names. So I believe that's what they're trying to convey with this statement here. And of course, explain your aggregation pipeline. So definitely above or below your screenshot of this one, just break it down sort of like I do in the announcement. And here we're going to be graded now by these criteria. Create the database using the Mongo import tool. You should be very familiar with that now. The queries, formulate queries and get the correct answers. And I gave you some help in the announcement of what your output might look like. So if you get something radically different than that, then take a close look. It may not be correct. The aggregation pipeline, formulate the pipeline correctly and get the correct answers. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now let's go ahead and get into the lab. And let's take a look at some of this. So let me go back. The first thing we're going to do is after we verify, these are they give you these, so just enter those queries as they are here. Now for these, I'm going to show you list only the first 20 names of companies founded after the year 2010. Let's see, now of course I have all of this in the buffer. So this is it here. Of course we're in the research collection of the company's database. So be sure and formulate your import statement so that you have that here, and it tells you, I believe, over here. Create the database companies and put the data in the research collection. So your database is going to be companies, your collection is going to be research. So if you do that correctly, then this query would work. DB research collection find. So we want office state code. Now this is unless you look carefully at the structure of the JSON or query the database in such a way that you beforehand that you can see the structure. This one might have been difficult to ascertain. You might have said offices.state, something like that. Anyway, it's state code. So the states aren't spelled out there. It's the code CA-TX for California and Texas. So we're going to find offices.state code in California, Texas. So any company with an office.state code of California or Texas is going to come back in that data set. And then we want to get the name of the company and the number of employees. And then this ID 0, that's going to suppress the ID. The ID is a long GUID, I believe it's called. That's what Microsoft calls it. I don't know if they still call it that, but yeah, it's a global universal identifier, something like that. So anyway, it's 37 characters, I believe. And so if you're displaying all of that in your output, it's very difficult to read. So this will keep that out of the return. And then we want to sort by number of employees in ascending order. So we want to go from the largest number of employees to the smallest. And that is done, as you recall, from sorting earlier in the term with a -1 here. And then limit 20. We only want to see the first 20. So let's run this. And this is our output. So we've got PayPal. Did I do the right query? Let me see. Okay, actually this is query. This is the second one. So let's just run with it. So this is the names of the first 20 companies with offices in either California or Texas, ordered by number of employees, sorted largest to smallest. So that's what we've done here. So that's what your output should look like. Now, let's go back up to the first one. List only the first 20 names of companies founded after 2010, sorted alphabetically. So let's see how to do that. take a look at that. So again, we're going to DB Research find, and it's founded year greater than 2010 because it's not greater than or equal to because it says after 2010, not, it doesn't say inclusive. So anything founded year after 2010, and then we just want the name. And again, we're suppressing the ID for readability. Let me just take that away and let's see what it looks like. So you see, we've got all these IDs in here, just confusing what we're looking at. So let's put it back in, much cleaner, because it only says to, the requirement is to list the company names. So actually, if you junk it up with those IDs, I won't count it against you, but it wouldn't really be meeting the requirement. Okay, that's those two, and hopefully you can pause the video and help yourself to any assistance that this video gives you as you do your assignment. Design and implement a MongoDB aggregation pipeline to show the total number of offices by state for all companies that have offices in the United States. Be sure, we've been through this, be sure to account for the fact, etc. So what that means is you're going to be aggregating counts by state. We're not concerned with the company names. We just want to see how many companies with offices in the United States have companies in each state, or each state that's represented by virtue of the fact that they have some of those companies. So let's take a look at that. Now this is a fairly large query. Let's see if that's it. That's it. So let's take a look. So what we want to do is start an aggregate pipeline by, so instead of starting out with find or something like that, we're going to do an aggregate. And then we're going to unwind. We're going to find all of the offices that match all of these criteria downstream, such as match offices, country code USA. So we want offices, companies with offices, first of all, in the United States. And then we're going to group. I'm sure if you're familiar with SQL at all, you've used a group by statement before in your SQL queries. So we're going to group by offices state code, and we're going to get a count, total offices, and we're going to sort by, okay, I guess we don't need to, since we only have the state name here. So we just sort, and it's going to sort by the name of the state. Oh, never mind. Actually, we're putting the state code into a property called ID. This is not the same as the ID that we suppressed in the earlier queries. So we are then sorting, by sorting on ID, we're sorting on the state code. So let's run that again. And so and of course there's going to be more. So that's it. So that goes through all of the states. So South Dakota has 1. But that's it. That's your query assignment for this week. You've got that, and you've got the portfolio. So I hope this helps you have a little less stress this week, and gives you a little time to catch up any other work you've got out. So I enjoyed the semester interacting with you, and best of luck to everyone.